Some sites are touristy for a good reason. They are the ones you go to Europe to check off. A wobbly gondola on the canals of Venice, or a mandatory Eiffel Tower selfie. Europe has countless sites, all worth a visit in their own right. But there's so much more to the continent than cathedrals and beaches, and some of it's pretty bizarre. So from plastic hammer fights in Portugal to a night behind bars in an ex-Soviet prison, here are a few things to do in Europe you probably never considered. Number 12. Sleep with fishes at Sweden's Udder Inn. In many ways, Sweden's Udder Inn is your archetypal Swedish house. Its walls are wood-paneled and painted red. There's a white gabled roof, and the location propped on a little island in the middle of Lake Mälaren is classic Scandinavia. But things get slightly surreal once you look out of the window of the hotel's solitary room. A large Baltic salmon glides past, followed by a huge shoal of smelt. These are not your average lakeside views, but then you're not actually lakeside. The island is actually a tiny pontoon, the red house just the tip of the architectural iceberg. Udder Inn lies 3 meters below the surface of the lake. A night spent here is literally like living in a goldfish bowl. Number 11. Play for high stakes at Italy's Il Palio. Seen as famous bareback horse race, Il Palio is a highly charged, death-defying dash around the boundary of the city's majestic Piazza del Campo. The race is held twice every summer and takes only 90 seconds. The only rule is that there are no rules. Practically anything goes as riders shove each other off their mounts. The course is so treacherous, with its sharp turns and sloping, slippery surfaces that often fewer than half of the participants finish. But in any case, it's only the horse that matters. The beast that crosses the line first, even without its rider, is the winner. Number 10. Ponder Armageddon at the Plokštain missile base in Lithuania. It's not often you're invited to join a guided tour of a nuclear missile base, especially when you're in the middle of one of northeastern Europe's most idyllic areas of unspoilt wilderness. However, this is exactly what's on offer at Plateliai, the rustic, timber-built village in the center of western Lithuania's Žemaitija National Park. It's perversely appropriate that Soviet military planners chose this spot as the perfect place to hide a rocket base. Closed down in 1978, it's now eerily empty of any signs that would indicate its previous purpose. Until, that is, you come to one of the silos themselves, a vast, metal-lined cylindrical pit deep enough to accommodate 22 meters of slender, warhead-tipped rocket. The missile itself was evacuated long ago, but peering into the abyss can still be a heart-stopping experience. Number 9. Get naked in France's Cap d'Agde. Of a size and scale befitting a small town, France's Cap d'Agde legendary nudist resort has to be one of the world's most unique places to stay. The resort's sprawling campsite is generally the domain of what the French call bios, hardy souls who love their body hair as much as they hate their clothes, and are invariably the naked ones in the queue at the post office. But the bios share the cap with a very different breed, libertines for whom being naked is a fashion statement as much as a philosophy. Smooth bodies and intimate piercings are the order of the day, and sex on the beach is not necessarily a cocktail. Come evening, throngs of more adventurous debauchees congregate in the Cap's bars, restaurants, and notoriously wild swingers clubs for a night of uninhibited fun and frolicking. Number 8. Spend a night at the cells in Latvia's Liepāja prison. Being incarcerated in a foreign country is usually the stuff of holiday nightmares. Unless you want an insight into Latvian history, that is. The former naval prison in Karosta, a Russian-built port that stretches north from the seaside city of Liepāja, is now the venue for an interactive performance store that involves such delights as being herded at gunpoint by actors dressed as Soviet prison guards. then interrogated in Russian by KGB officers. Stay the night, and things get even harder. You may find yourself mopping the floors before bedding down in one of the bare cells, only to be brutally awoken by an early morning call. Number 7. Lose your grip on reality in Austria. Pegging yourself as the museum of the future is, in our ever-changing world, bold, brash even. And that's exactly what the Ars Electronica Center in Linz is, dedicated to new technology and its influence within the realms of art. Few museums on Earth have their fingers quite as firmly on the pulse. Come here for the Cave automatic visual environment. This room, measuring cutely enough 3 meters cubed, is at the cutting edge of virtual reality. The simulation uses technology so advanced 3D projections dance across the walls and along the floor as you navigate through virtual solar systems and across artificial landscapes that you feel like you're part of the installation. Number 6. Play with fire at Spain's Las Fallas. Catholic Spain traditionally holds fast to old habits, synchronizing saints' days with ancient seasonal rites. The most famous and noisiest festival of all is Las Fallas. In mid-March, the streets of Valencia combust in a riot of flame and firecrackers, ostensibly in celebration of St. Joseph. It's barely controlled pyromania, a festival where the neighborhood firemen are on overtime and beauty sleep is in short supply. The fallas themselves are huge satirical tableaux peopled by nynnists or allegorical figures, everyone from voluptuous harlots to Vladimir Putin, painstakingly crafted out of wood, wax, papier-mâché and cardboard. They're exhibited during nightly street parties, before all 500 of them literally go up in smoke at midnight every March 19. Number 5. Toboggan without snow in Madeira, Portugal. However you make the 560 meters climb up to Monte, the hillside town that hangs quietly over Madeira's capital, Funchal, there's only one way we recommend getting back down: toboggan. There's no snow, of course. This is a subtropical paradise. The road becomes your black run as you hurtle towards sea level in a giant wicker basket. At first, progress is slow. Then gravity takes over, powering you to speeds of up to 48 km/h. When you think you're going too fast to stop, there aren't any real brakes here. Your wheezing guides will dig their rubber boots into the tarmac, giving you the first chance to jump out, look down, and admire the sparkling blue Atlantic that stretches out before you. Number 3. Join a hammer festival in Portugal. Porto's Festa de São João is a magnificent display of midsummer madness, one giant street party where bands of hammer-wielding lunatics roam the town, and every available outdoor space is given over to a full night of eating, drinking, and dancing to welcome in the city's Saints' Day. No one seems to know the origin of this tradition of hitting people on the head, but what was customarily a rather harmless pat with a leak has evolved into a somewhat firmer clout with a plastic hammer. Midnight sees the inevitable climax of fireworks, but the night is far from over. The emphasis shifts further west to the beach of Praia dos Ingles, where youths challenging each other to jump over the largest flames of bonfires lit for São João. Number 1. Attend the World Alternative Games in Wales. Bathtubing, wife carrying, combined mountain biking and beer drinking. No one does wacky quite like the Welsh. It seems, at least not like the natives of Leonarded Wales. Each year, a series of bonkers events takes place that belies this small town's sleepy appearance. Indeed, with a population of just over 600, it can justifiably claim to be Britain's smallest town. Conceived in 2012 as an antidote to the Olympic Games in London, it involves more than 60 madcap events. utterly pointless, all of them, though try telling that to the legions of well-honed finger jousters, gravy wrestlers, and backwards runners who descend upon the town in their hundreds, sometimes thousands, in search of fame and glory, of sorts. Perhaps the best thing about all these events is that anyone is free to participate, so what are you waiting for?